Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel, The Glammed Rebel. I hope everyone's having a good day. Please like, comment, and subscribe for daily updates. Say what now? Bold and Beautiful unveils its new Stephanie, and we should have seen it coming. We've been saying for years that the Bold and the Beautiful needs a Stephanie 2.0. Not a replacement for Susan Flannery, of course, because that would be impossible. But a character to fill the massive void that was left behind when the Emmy winner retired and her on-screen alter ego was killed off. Now it appears we actually are getting a new Stephanie. Who is the new Stephanie? We should have seen it coming, but didn't. Eric is the new Stephanie. A very different flavor, but still. He may not dish out bitch slaps and insults the way the Queen Bee did, but especially lately he is proving to be every bit as pushy as his late wife was. Could he be any more in your face about the fact that he thinks Sunridge is former spouse Brooke's destiny? Yeah, there's a bit of an ick factor to Eric's overinvestment in his ex's love life. But that was always true of Stephanie, too. The way she fawned over Ridge, and to hell with her other kids, it often felt like she was one step away from being a character in a V.C. Andrews novel. There's storyline gold to be mined. Bold and Beautiful hasn't had the best track record lately with regard to playing all of the story beats that it should. When did Sheila become a saint? Why did Lee soften toward Luna? Did marriage-minded Thomas ever tie the knot with Paris or nah? But if it sharpens its focus and takes Eric from pushing Ridge to be with Brooke to shoving him, we could be in for a juicy story. How ticked would Taylor be that her old flame Eric had thrown cold water on her engagement to Ridge? And how apoplectic would Steffi be that her grandfather sabotaged the match she tried to make between her parents for years? If Eric successfully reunites Ridge, it could bring a couple together even as it tears apart the Forrester family. We've always said that the Bold and the Beautiful needed a Stephanie 2.0. Not a new Queen Bee to replace Susan Flannery, but someone who could take on her role. Someone ruthless and savvy enough to run circles around the Forrester family, command Forrester creations, and shape destiny like a puppet master. Now, in a deliciously ironic twist, Eric Forrester has become just that. Perhaps a different flavor, but every bit as powerful as Stephanie once was. Eric, the secret Queen Bee. Eric is doing everything Stephanie used to do, causing family conflict, controlling Forrester creations, and steering Ridge toward decisions that fit his personal vision of what's right. But instead of pulling Ridge away from Brooke, as Stephanie often did, Eric is pushing Ridge back toward her. In recent episodes, Eric has been busy rekindling Ridge during the iconic trip to Italy. Eric is demonstrating his skill as a seasoned stage director with a fashion show in Capri, a romantic gown reveal, and a well-timed toast filled with layered meaning. He hasn't slapped anyone or resorted to strangling Brooke with a phone cord a la Stephanie, but his manipulations are no less powerful, just more emotionally sophisticated. Eric has quietly taken the reins of the family dynamic. From leveraging his influence to subtly manipulating emotions, he's become the family's new puppeteer, and we should have seen it coming. Family drama. Taylor and Steffi respond. Taylor Hayes has worked hard to build something real with Ridge, but now, with Eric quietly undermining her relationship at every turn, she's watching her future unravel. Ridge claims he's committed to Taylor, but his unresolved feelings for Brooke, stirred up by Eric's constant nudging, are threatening to override his good intentions. And what about Steffi? For years, she's pushed her parents, Taylor and Ridge, toward reconciliation. Eric's interference threatens to undo that emotional foundation. To Steffi, Eric's efforts aren't just disruptive, they're a betrayal of everything she's worked for. Eric's actions could spark the ultimate family drama, a granddaughter clashing with her grandfather in an emotionally charged war over loyalty, love, and legacy. Background that adds depth. Eric's emotional investment in Brooke is nothing new. Years ago, after Brooke's scandals involving Ridge and Bill, it was Eric who stepped in. He married her, fathered children with her, elevated her career at Forrester Creations, and restored her status when she was at her lowest. He's long believed in her, more, some fans argue, than Ridge ever has. To Eric, Brooke embodies the loyalty, strength, and resilience that Stephanie once demanded from Ridge. The protective instinct Eric feels toward Brooke mirrors Stephanie's obsessive devotion to Ridge. But where Stephanie's love was often harsh and punishing, Eric's is wrapped in warmth, trust, and respect. It's a fascinating inversion of roles. The patriarch becomes the new matriarch, not through cruelty, but through calculated care. More information and things to watch. In Italy, Ridge is emotionally torn. He's promised himself to Taylor, yet Brooke's presence is magnetic. Eric's well-placed emotional appeals and staged accidental encounters fuel that inner conflict. It's clear that every beat of this narrative has been premeditated. Adding another layer of intrigue is the return of Nick Marone, fresh from Paris and once again circling Brooke. His presence injects new energy and potential sabotage into Eric's carefully choreographed design. Is Nick a wild card who could unravel Eric's plan? Or will he serve as a final test for Brooke's heart? Meanwhile, back in L.A., Lee Finnegan cares for Luna, who remains in a coma. The emotional weight of that subplot acts as a quiet counterbalance to the main drama unfolding in Italy. But make no mistake, this is Eric's storyline now, and all eyes are on his next move. Writers of Bold and Beautiful, pay attention. If the show leans fully into Eric as the new Stephanie, the payoff could be epic. Here's what we need. Let Eric be bold. Have him actively plan events, stage emotional moments, and even bend the truth. Hallmarks of Stephanie's legacy. Allow Taylor and Steffi to explode. The emotional fallout from Eric's betrayal should be raw, loud, and deeply personal. Let them confront him. Challenge Brooke. Push her beyond her usual passive role. Let her question Eric's motives and assert her own independence. Use Italy, fashion, and family history. Keep using rich symbolism, historic settings, dramatic gowns, and staged encounters. This is soap opera at its most cinematic, and it works. What's at stake? While Stephanie's return was never truly feasible, Eric's transition into her role restores the show's central focus. He may not slap, scream, or snarl, but he persuades, orchestrates, and commands. He's doing what Stephanie once did, out of love, not hate. If the show commits to this arc, the ripple effects will reshape the bold and the beautiful for years. It could lead to the dismantling of Ridge and Taylor's relationship, the resurgence of Bridge, tempered by Brooke's renewed agency, Steffi turning against Eric in a full-blown generational war, a power shift at Forrester Creations driven by emotional and professional betrayal. Final thoughts. Eric Forrester, the new matriarch. By embracing his inner Stephanie, Eric Forrester has breathed new life into the show's emotional core. His character has shifted from gentle patriarch to strategic puppeteer, shaping not just family outcomes, but the destiny of Forrester Creations itself. This isn't about rewriting history. It's about evolving it. Eric isn't replacing Stephanie. He's channeling her spirit in a way that's entirely his own. It's a softer power, yes, but no less dangerous. He's here to protect what he loves. This may involve tearing the family apart in order to rebuild it again. The queen is dead. Long live the king. See you in the next video. Stay safe and healthy. May God keep you safe. Thanks for watching.